like, you know how in Hollywood they're like, and we are back, everybody. Welcome to season 2 of the Movement Podcast.
We done did it, y'all.
We are back and better than ever. 2020.
Crushing those goals, doing it right, setting goals, keeping goals, crushing goals. That's going to be a topic of conversation today, Courtney.
Today we're here to talk about your 2020 goals, our 2020 goals, why it's important for everybody to have 2020 goals. We got new scene here.
New backdrop.
New vibes.
Mad vibes. Or the best of
New
vibes.
year, new us.
Yes. Crush those goals, guys. Let's get it. All right. So, we're going to start off with a little segment called This Is What You Should Be Doing. We started off the year in 2019 setting some fairly high goals. I think that there was a certain number of real estate that we wanted to sell. I think that there was a certain amount of money that we wanted to make. I think that there was a certain amount of deals that we wanted to cover. And I just have to say, personally, we crushed them.
Killed them.
Killed those goals.
Slaughtered them.
Just slaughtered them.
But we're
Blimey, bloody.
We are going to fill you guys in on how we crushed our goals and how we kind of made it a little bit simpler for us to do that.
Right. I think I went to go see, I'm not sitting here being like, shout out to Grant Cardone, but I went to a Grant Cardone 10X conference, right? And this was early 2019. And I ended up going to Miami, staying there for a little while. The concept of 10X, which I think is actually pretty cool, is the idea that you literally shoot for the moon. Because if you shoot for the moon, even if you fail, you're still going to land among the stars.
I like it.
Yeah, I came up with that right now. So if you definitely just did. But if you shoot for the moon, you're going to at least land in the stars. So the goal that I set for ourselves is to do 100 deals. 100 deals in 2020 in my technical third year of real estate, your third year of real estate. I'm not saying that we crush those goals, but shooting for that moon, which is very damn near impossible, set the bar high enough where we were like, okay, even if we get 50 deals, that's pretty damn phenomenal. And we got over 60, I believe. I think we're somewhere around the 65 number.
We annihilated our goals. But it's funny because my goal was like, at the time, I thought it was like a good goal to have. My goal for 2019 was to sell 5 homes.
Right.
And I remember we sold 6 in a week one time. And I had to sit down and really be like, holy shit, you know, it really is what you put in, you really do get out. So it's not about, you know, talking all about our success, but it's just showing that if we could do it, y'all can do it too.
You can definitely if I can do this, you can definitely do this.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
And there's always going to be roadblocks. I mean, nothing's ever easy. Nothing ever comes simple. So it's all about, you know, how you navigate those obstacles and how you keep on moving on.
Keep on moving on. Keep on making those moves. So again, in terms of setting your goals, there are 2 theories in thought, right? The first theory that I had, like I said, was to shoot for the moon. Forbes for 2020, their goal setting, they said to set 3 goals. Yeah. Just 3, no more, no less. And to keep it simple. One of those things, like I said, I wanted to get 100 deals. I wanted to make $100,000 this year. And I wanted to do both of those things several times over. No, I mean, like, again, that was the whole point. Is those are my actual just 2 goals. I only had 2 goals. I wanted to do 100 deals, and I wanted to make $100,000.
And I'm assuming goal 3 would be, I don't know, maybe to be happy.
Yeah.
That's always a good goal to have too, is to enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, like business goals is what I'm saying. Like life goals, essentially life goals. Yes, obviously be happy. Take the trash out and do my laundry. Fold my laundry was another big goal of mine that I had that I crushed. Absolutely, I didn't crush that goal.
Well, it also brings us to like New Year's resolutions and stuff too. Our admin, Jem, was just talking to us about New Year's resolutions, and she was like, I just wish everybody would be a little bit nicer in 2020.
Be kind.
A little bit happier.
I hear that.
I guess you could say. But it starts with yourself. You have to be happy with yourself to be happy around others, I guess.
That's right.
But,
and that's a big thing too, is it starts here. So one of the goals, again, that we just talked about is to be happy. So get after it. be happy, live your dreams.
Yeah, I have written down that actually less than 3% of Americans have written goals, and that is something that needs to be talked about too as well, because there's no reason not to have goals. It doesn't cost you any money to have any goals.
Right.
All it really is about is a goal is you're looking at long-term success,
Right.
short-term motivation.
Right. Short-term, I love that. Short-term motivation, long-term success. And I think you hit the nail on the head too, is you need to physically write your goals down.
Yeah.
I think that if you are, so teaching happens in 3 different forms a lot of times. You hear it, right? You read it physically, and then you write it, right? So if you can practice, and I do this often, I sound like a madman when I say this, but I do this often, and I'm not sitting here saying I set goals every single day, but I literally have a notebook that I write everything that I have to do every single day, and then I do that list every single day. I physically write down what I have to do. You could type it, whatever. Sometimes I also, while I'm writing it, I like say it out loud while also like reading it so that it like implements in my system. Set my goals, do my laundry,
Well,
make dinner.
That also goes to say too is 1% statistically of Americans actually review and rewrite their notes. So
Exactly.
Moose, you're the top 1%. I guess that's what you're trying to tell everybody.
That's me.
No, it is true though. Literally the top 1% of Americans are the only ones that are reviewing and rewriting their goals down, and it makes a huge difference in people's days. Sometimes people forget. It's only 24 hours in a day. There's only so much that you can remember and keep in your mind. So goal planning, agenda setting.
Agenda setting is huge. Make sure that you don't overwhelm yourself. And again, in terms of that, that's why if we go back to what Forbes said, set 3 goals. You know, set 3 goals. They could be simple goals. They could be thought out goals, but they also have to have a hint of realism. Mm-hmm. So if you are like, again, 100 deals, it wasn't that was impossible. It was that was extremely, extremely hard to do. And there's not a lot of people in general who do real estate that do 100 deals on the year. If you are, then you are literally in like the top 0.05%.
You are a mogul, as we would call it.
Straight up. And that's what I'm trying to get, Moose the mogul. But at the end of the day, they have to be.
At the end of the day, success is not based off of luck at all. You really do have to put into it. If you want to set those goals, you're not just going to get lucky by setting them.
That's
you know,
right.
You really do have to work for it. So
Everybody wants to be famous, but no one wants to put the work in.
I said in the beginning of last season, maybe I'll say it again.
Say it again.
Everybody sees the glory, but they don't know the story.
They don't know the story. They just don't. So write a good story, essentially. Make sure that you are reviewing. I think you said that too. JJ actually brought up the idea, I'm talking about you, beautiful, the idea that, it's good to reflect.
Yes.
Right? And I reflected on what you said yesterday about that, because it's good to not only just take a step back and reflect, but like also in terms of reviewing and reflecting, I feel is the same thing. But so I'm going to just switch to you, right? You said 5 goals. You said, I want to sell 5 houses.
Yeah.
How old are you, Courtney?
At the time when I set that goal, I was 23 years old.
Okay, so 23-year-old Courtney, fresh out of college, 23-year-old Courtney, 2 years in real estate, is like, I want to sell 5 houses. I want to make this amount of money, and I want to do this for the year. 23-year-old Courtney crushed those goals like by times 10. If you like literally times 10 on all those goals that you did. So, the way that you did it, I feel like is very essential to this entire podcast. It's like you set your goals and you had a vision, and then you stuck to that vision even when it got hard, because you had a pretty tough year.
I did have a crazy year, but at the same time, 5 goals was definitely reachable. I definitely did not shoot for the moon with that goal in mind. But at the time, I thought I was shooting for the moon, which is like so crazy to think of.
Right.
It's crazy to like actually see how much you can achieve when you do set goals, which also just leads to why they're so important to begin with.
Exactly. And you can always set adjustments too. Like it's the idea here is like it's you, right?
Yeah.
So you can make those adjustments yourself as long as they're healthy, obviously.
So once I passed that 5 house sale mark on the year, I reset my goal to 25, and I think that was definitely a lot more reasonable. Today I will be closing my 27th house on the year. So
there we go.
I did also accomplish that second goal as well.
See that?
Yes.
5 times that. So
What is your goal for 2020, Moose? Let's hear it.
my goal for 2020 is to be happy. Not gonna lie, and it's also a business goal with a business mindset as well.
Right.
But I guess be happy because as I reflect and review on my year, there's a lot of shit that happened, and there's a lot of deals that happened too, and there's a lot of just stuff that was going on. So I think that definitely pulled away from just everything else because it was so work oriented. And work definitely makes me happy. I think money makes me happy, but also the ability to be with family and the ability to love also
You
makes
gotta
me
love
happy too.
what you do.
You gotta live.
And you gotta live where you love.
Live where you love and love what you do. I like it.
My goal for 2020 is to buy another property. So I know that's not sales volume. I'm not talking about how many houses I want to sell.
Right.
But that is a personal goal of mine. Is I want to be able to buy a new property every single year.
Yep.
That's going to be my other form of income, I
Absolutely.
guess, if you will, in this field. So that's my goal. I plan to accomplish it. And I don't know. You have any other goal tips and tricks or flips?
Well, I think one thing too is, again, success is what you make it, right? So 2 years ago, I think my goal was to sell 3 million. No, yeah. Two years ago, my goal was to sell 3 million. So then last year, I was like, I just want to double up. So 6 million. So then this year, I was like, I want to double up, 12 million. Next year, 24 million, essentially. And I think I'm at 12. I think I just made 12 with that last sale that we had in Fairfield. But yeah, I mean, that's not a crazy thing either. I think, doubling up, it's a simple thing too, double up,
For sure. And if you're not in the real estate field, double up in whatever your own
Exactly.
goals are.
It could literally be double my bank account.
Yeah. Double my credit score.
Double my credit score. Double the amount of times that I, forget it.
No, say it. Say it.
I was going to say double amount of the times you drink water, actually, because.
It's not what you were
No, I
going to say.
wasn't going to say that.
But that's a good save.
Great save. So drink water, which is actually a really good goal. That's a lot of people don't think about. You need to be drinking water. Do you drink water, Courtney?
I don't drink enough water.
That should be a goal for 2020. You need to drink some water.
I do need to drink some water and take my vitamins. Real estate has caused me to age about 20 years.
Yeah, guys, I just turned 18 yesterday, so this is my face. But at the end of the day, set your goals, keep your goals, crush those goals. If you have any feedback or any goals that you want to talk with us about, feel free to do that. I think one thing that we can do as well is maybe keep not a leaderboard, but have something where, if people want to reach out to us and make sure that we're, staying on top of our goals too, we could
hit us up.
Yeah.
Slide into those DMs, ask if we're hitting our goals. We'll let you know.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in, sticking with us.
Season 2, baby.
Into season 2.
Let's get it.
It's getting crazy.
It's getting real wild up in here. 2020, it's going to be a blast.
It is.
Can't wait.
Stay tuned. We'll see you guys there. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, viewing, subscribing, telling your friends, and referring. We are never too busy for your referrals.
Make moves.
We're out of here, guys. It's been real. Deuces.